Hey, good morning, everybody. Let me just say, starting off, that again, a wonderful day. Um, I People that know me know that I'm a pretty laid back guy. I'm a tolerant type of person. I love everybody. If I meet you on the street, um, unless you do something negative to me or whatever, or to one of my loved ones, I have no problem with you. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into this because it might take a minute. I don't want to waste too much time because it takes me a while to upload some of these videos. But sometimes I comment on videos on YouTube because I just love interaction. I love discussing things. I'm never, even on Facebook, I'm never there to debate or to argue. Debate maybe, argue no. I'm not trying to humiliate anyone. I'm not trying to say that you may be wrong on something unless you actually are. There's proof of it. Um, but my thing is, this particular situation, there's a video, or there are several videos. I mean, there's a man by the name of Dr. Kent Hovind. He speaks on science and religion and how things can coexist, et cetera, et cetera. He even theorizes and says that dinosaurs and man actually lived together at one point, like they really did, and it wasn't as far back as scientists are saying, and that um, it's a possibility that there are still dinosaurs, you know, living today, or descendants of dinosaurs, maybe in the oceans, etc. Anyway, my point being is, he once talked about something that other scientists have talked about, and I've talked about, ad nauseum, in terms of the Big Bang Theory. They talk about scientists have always said that nothing can form from nothing. In other words, if you have a void, total nothingness, imagine nothing existing, and to say that mass, some sort of mass, can form from nothing is in itself impossible, scientifically impossible. Always has been said this is something that was considered a law, that just because that cyborg Stephen Hawking, for some reason, said, without saying why, that he believes now that something can form from nothing. Okay, well, first of all, um, there are scientists now that still believe in God, and there always have been. Um, there are scientists that have left Christianity. There have also been scientists that have joined Christianity. Um, so there's no reason why science goes away just because you believe in God, or why just because you're a believer in scientific probabilities that you can't be religious as well. I don't know why you can't have both. Some people believe that it is one or the other for some crazy reason. But anyway, there were these certain scientists. I would have to look them up and give you the names, but you can look it up yourself. That said that the likelihood, this is about evolution, by the way, the likelihood of, because one step back, they've actually said more recently that we are related to rocks, human beings. We're all everything's related. That we have actually formed from, of course, a primordial ooze, this goo back in the day that formed, and the same goo that formed humans also spontaneously formed rocks, trees, dirt, grass, whatever, deer, snakes. We're all the same, just formed differently over time for whatever reason. Um, these scientists once said that the idea of evolution happening like this is like having a tornado pass through a junkyard and forming a fully functional 747 aircraft. Not going to happen. You can't form intelligent life from nothing, then that turns into a single celled organism and then multi-celled, et cetera, et cetera. Now back to the Big Bang. On this one video for Dr. Hovind, the Big Bang came up. If scientists claim to be correct about how many billions, with a B, billions of years ago that this happened, there was nothing, they state. And in this nothingness, there was a small little quark, not even a molecule, smaller than a molecule, a little quark of energy that formed out of nowhere. And that energy it pulsated, and it just became so powerful it couldn't be contained within itself. And suddenly it just exploded, and everything that we know was formed by that. Okay, you can believe in that from billions of years ago with no scientific data to back it up, but you can't feel that it's possible or even plausible that there's a God? How do we know that God didn't put that energy there? Hey, what if the Big Bang is real, regardless of how many years it may have been? What if it is real, but God did it? God got tired of the nothingness. In the beginning, there was darkness, right? Isn't that what the Bible says? He said, let there be light. Well, he put that little spark of energy into the nothingness. Boom. That boom was God's creativity creating everything. So maybe it wasn't spontaneous. God's creativity did it all. Why not? Some of these scientists can believe in aliens, but they don't want to believe in angels. Why? You can believe that there are alien creatures that might be roaming around the solar system that we've never seen or that some claim to have seen, but yet you can't believe people that have claimed to have seen angels. It makes no sense. Which one of these people is being arrogant? I'm Christian. I believe in God, but I'm not discounting the other. What if angels and aliens, or maybe it's just about perception. Maybe what they're seeing are angels, or vice versa, or demons. Who knows? Until we have definitive proof of anything, keep an open mind. This guy went off on me on the page because I talked about the Big Bang Theory and all that. He just went nuts on me for some reason. But this is my response. In response to the guy, he was asking me if I understand that science is no longer definitive and allows for corrections to be made later. Oh my God, that makes it worse. That actually proves my point. And then he asked me if I comprehend his wording and what the definition of theories are. Oh my God, a theory is something that has not been proven, has been tested by science, sure, but it still hasn't been proven. That's why it's still called a theory and not a law. So if you understand science, you know the difference between theory and law. Hypothesis, theory, then law. Don't come trying to correct me. I'm not exactly a stump in the woods out here. I'm pretty intelligent. Okay, my IQ is way over 140. I've been tested. I know, and I've recently been in college. We talked about this. I did a paper on this, and in English no less, creationism versus evolution, and was taken off for my beliefs. And I called a meeting with the professor, and I went off. You can't count my beliefs as incorrect. She tried to ask me to cite proof. I said, well, you tell me, show me proof that these theories are law. She couldn't. So she changed my grade. She was just one of those people that because she doesn't believe, she tries to force feed that to us. That's what this guy's doing. Same thing. Here's my response to it, though. Bear with me. I'm still kind of early in the morning here. My response, I said, actually, because he worded his stuff very badly, it was painful to read. Actually, your wording and sentence structure makes it difficult to understand anything that you are saying. But by saying that science now gives itself room to correct itself proves my point. It means that if not proven, it is not fact. So I shake my head at that. I said, now, do you understand the words that, do you understand my words and my sentence structure? And of course, I put in parentheses in my Chris Tucker voice, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I said, and no, there is no real factual evidence from billions of years ago that reinforces the theory of the Big Bang. There just isn't. I love science, but I love practical science. I love theories as well, but that doesn't mean that I will buy into it just because it's stated by scientists. I believe in a higher being as well, but doesn't mean that science and religion doesn't coexist. I believe it does. It's our human nature to be inquisitive. That's what we are. I wonder about things. I study things. I even took theoretical science in college and loved it. But that doesn't mean that one cancels the other. My point is this: if nothing can come from nothing, then where did this small quark of energy come from that I spoke about earlier and mass suddenly formed? That's all. Maybe there was an explosion. But am I arrogant enough to say that I know definitively that God didn't create everything in this manner? No. I also believe that if someone can believe in the possibility of aliens, again, like I just said, then they should keep an open mind about angels as well. They might be one and the same. It could be a perception issue. Again, we don't know. So do you understand what I'm saying now? I'm not discounting the Big Bang altogether. What I am disputing is that since we, as humankind, were not there, it will never be proven. That's all. And why is it that we can we're allowed to believe in unseen and unproven theories, but if we believe in any unseen entity or deity, God, then we're labeled as crazy and so forth? That was my response to him. Again, I don't discount science, but you can't just claim that because science exists, that there's proof of certain things that you can disprove something else until you can prove it. Just like in court, the burden of proof is on you. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I had to get that off my chest. I typed it up and, for the most part on YouTube and on Facebook, but I had to do this video because sometimes the emotion doesn't come across when you're typing. So anyway, that's what I got to say. Talk to you later. Have a blessed day. I am Dan Cook. Nostradamus has spoken. Love you guys.